Hey, would it be? It's your boy Dre OG. Welcome back to the OG family. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you're rocking with the vibes and the content. But look, man, we got these conspiracy theory TikToks that'll make you question your reality. Look, man, hopefully y'all having a good day, man. Just know we're going through this thing called life together, man. I appreciate my new subscribers, man. That's taking me one step closer to that 1,000,000 mark. You feel me? Look, someday we'll make it there, man. But we're going to keep rocking this thing out, man.
What the hell is that? Guys, what the fuck is that? Okay, so this is my balcony. This is Medellin City. There's no way there's not a mountain. There's no way.
Yeah, ain't no motherfucking way.
Mountains, mountain top, mountain top, city. Where's my finger? This is my finger. Like, honestly, I'm still. Is it the weather balloon, guys?
Wow, it's still there. Get closer, nigga. Get closer.
I swear on God, like, I have no fucking experience with Photoshop or whatever the fuck. You can examine this video how much you ever want. I don't fucking care. Like these, bro, what the fuck is that? Like, look, there's a plane. There's a plane because we have an airport here, like to the left, to the right of me. What is that? What the fuck is that? Like, what?
Yo, that shit is trippy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you.
Airplane's making the noise. This one. It's gonna land there. Like, there's an airport there. Guys.
Still
what
there.
The fuck? No, there's not a. Is it a weather balloon?
They get closer?
Look at the shape though. And our balloons are still. Oh my god, guys, what the fuck is that?
He don't know that his cloaking is not up. Yo.
Honestly, if that's a UFO, like Medellin is a city full of cell phones and people like fucking photographing shit, so we fucking hear about it. Like, this is the first time in my life that such a thing is happening to me, like a UFO sighting, whatever. I'm a huge fucking skeptic, like huge, but also like want to believe, you know. What the fuck is it?
Hey, you know what's crazy about that though? Like, some people will still like, oh, that is not true. That's because you don't want it to be true. That's because you're a scared fucker. And I'm just gonna say that right now. Because look, he was moving the camera. He moved the camera, see everything. Do you understand how videos and Photoshop and stuff work? He came back to it and it's still there in that same spot. The clouds were even moving too, if you can pay attention. Woo! She crazy. It's crazy that y'all just don't get it.
UFOs are being found in clouds, and here's why. There's a new movie that came out called Nope. It's a movie about a UFO that hides in the clouds. And in case you didn't know, the industry loves putting the truth on TV. This is why shows like The Simpsons exist. So what does this have to do with UFOs in real life? Now there's a new UFO sighting going viral.
What is that? What the fuck is that? Like, that is the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life, bro.
And it was found in the clouds, just like the movie.
Big.
It's in the cloud.
And for those of you that still think that I'm reaching or capping, Universal Pictures, which is the production company behind the movie, commented Nope under the video that's going viral with the UFO found in the clouds. And here's more proof in case you need that. They put the truth in our face, so stay open-minded when watching movies. And share this video so that more people know.
That was a big UFO. It's like a mothership or some shit.
Trump was right the whole time.
There were a lot of folks out there making some pretty bold predictions about how things would turn out. You might remember some of the predictions.
They're coming for your guns, they're coming for your jobs, and they're coming for your freedom. They hate American energy, and Joe Biden will shut it all down. He's going to.
That if I became president...
Biden's elected, he will wipe out your energy industry.
Another prediction. That is my favorite one, I must add. is that if I got elected,
Gas prices going $5, $6, $7 for a gallon. Flood your communities with criminal aliens, drugs, and crime while they live behind beautiful gated compounds. They try to take away your guns, Second Amendment, they want to take it away, while they enjoy private security that's fully armed.
I never understood that one.
You spend trillions of dollars rebuilding foreign nations, fighting foreign wars, and defending foreign borders.
So for all those predictions of doom and gloom 6 months in, here's where we stand.
Do you want to use the word recession or depression?
Think of the single mom struggling to put food on the table each month.
You know, it's sad.
So if your primary concern right now is inflation,
We could stop it in 30 minutes.
when I took office,
He finally went outside. He went to get an ice cream.
look, the bottom line is this.
I say you're not doing a very good job. Because he can't take any questions now from the press.
Wow, you know what's crazy though? I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna be 100% real with y'all about this Trump shit. I feel like that it's the reason why now they're coming at him so hard. They don't want him to be able to run president again and be elected, because a lot of things is gonna change them based on what he said and what we see currently today. We just have to be honest with ourselves, bro. Let's be honest. And I would like, honestly, I know it don't really matter, but I would rather have somebody that is going to tell me who he is rather than you lie and manipulate and, you know, try to pull wool over our eyes when you got bigger objectives. You know, I'd rather for you just come on and tell me that you're going to do all of this shit, man. You know, that's one thing I can't respect about Trump. He told us the truth, bro. That's why he getting in trouble now. Like, they don't want the truth to come out.
There are a few things worse than being lynched in this country, and one of them is being lynched twice. Lynchings were such a part of the culture, part of the community, part of the quality of life for them people, that if the media got there too late, fine, don't worry about it. We'll reenact it. We will dig them up and string them up again so you can write. Y'all know how weird that had to be. Or maybe, I don't think you suffering enough, so let's cut you down right at the point of death and then put you back up again. Or just so happen maybe you survived the first one and they realized that you survived it and they stopped the ambulance. I mean, you know how treacherous you have to be to stop a man on the way to the hospital to string him up again. I'll let you ponder on that. Hit that follow button.
Right, look at them. Look at their faces, bro. Devils. Exactly what that is. Ain't no way around it.
What
Look at their
happened
faces.
to Mike DeGroy? The
Fuck, my
person
chain
who
keep
discovered
flipping
a
around.
lake under the ocean and then just died. I found out that a few days after he was on the TV show called Alien Encounters, he was on his way to investigate the lake again, and before taking off, his helicopter randomly exploded. Here's the only picture I could find of the crash site. And I even read in an article that his family members even said after he took off, the plane immediately exploded. Like, what? The odds of a helicopter crashing is 9.84 crashes per 100,000 hours of flying. And the most common causes of helicopter crashes is like intoxicated drivers and improper training, but none like Mike DeGroy's incident. It's also really weird that no one can find the original documentary on Alien Encounters. It's like they took it away, like it vanished or something.
As soon as you
And
start
all
speaking.
this sounds pretty weird to me. What do you guys think?
Not weird. They get rid of everybody that's going against a bigger project.
Long ago, the Navy intelligence blew up one of their campsites, right? Causing them to have to flee.
Yeah. Yep, I seen this one. Boom. You see that blue light? That shit.
And they put out several movies. Like The Little Mermaid is a story of a Lelu and his daughter a lot, right? Once they came to Earth. In Greek culture, they call him Poseidon. They like to show these movies and these fake mermaids, right? Of white people who put a mermaid suit on and act like they mermaids. Mermaids are not white. They ranging from different colors, from a light blue, right? From different colors like fish, right? But they mostly like a light blue, greenish type color. And like we said, they originate from the planet Neptune. Before that, they was in Sirius. Before that, they migrated from Earth. And these are saltwater beings. The ones that live on Earth, but because they got reduced back down to the third dimension, became less advanced than their ancestors. The ones that live under the water, now they fight with spears and pitchforks, just like the one that Poseidon carried.
That's crazy. Holy shit. Holy crap. Why is it skipping like that, bro? That's a damn mermaid.
Why didn't the church tell ya?
Right now.
Law.
But I did promise that I would do a video for you regarding the information that came to me. And it was definitely meant to be. It is a big mind-blowing, it's mind-blowing. It's something I kind of already knew, but I wasn't sure, okay? First of all, okay, it starts with the inhabitants. The original indigenous inhabitants of this planet, planet Earth, the original Terrans, are the black people.
Of course.
Not African people. I'm saying the black people.
Yeah.
Look what I found out.
I was talking to this pastor, and this pastor was like, y'all young people's finding out the secret. And I asked him, what secret is he talking about? He said, yes, America is Egypt. He was like, that's what the Seminole War was about, the Louisiana Purchase was about.
Of course.
And he was like, look up this map. It's called Tamari. And he said, y'all is Tamaricans. So I went to look up at the map, right? And I was amazed he was right. He was like, that's y'all true nationality. And he was like, when the Seminole War broke out, that's when they won and they took over America, started calling them Americans, and they spelt it different. And the Bible is based upon y'all. All pastors know this, Freemasonry know this, everybody know this. Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Facts.
Come on, man.
Would you look at this video here sent to me? They claim it's a juvenile Bigfoot. Y'all watch it, listen, pause, zoom, comment what y'all think it is. What is this?
I'm gonna say primate. Kind of hopping around here. He's on a leash of some kind.
Where's his parents at? His parents gonna fuck y'all up then.
And just judging by the architecture, I can tell you that this is not in the United States. I think that you'll hear their language. Yeah, it's either
Coming to light.
Russia or maybe one of the stand countries. There's a hand for scale. You can tell this is a really small creature.
Holy crap.
And like I said, it skips right to this, and look at that human face. I mean, wow. It's really hard to say that this is some sort of monkey. It's definitely not fake. I mean, with the amount
It's definitely
of
not fake.
and the eye movement and everything, there's no way.
Wow.
I don't
There we
buy
go.
that this is some sort of CGI or puppet of any kind. There's a look at the hands. Pretty big considering the size of the creature.
Not a monkey hands either. Completely different. But you gonna have somebody, it's a monkey. Shut up. Not like that, bro.
This is your skull, and this is the Paracas elongated skull. We find these skulls all over the world, but the biggest ones come in Peru. The major difference is you can see we have a vertical line, they don't have one. You can also see the back of our skull right here. And this is the back of their skull. All elongated skulls have those two dots as to where we have them on the lower jaw level on our skulls. I mean, this is wild. They even found a baby skeleton with an elongated skull. The skull is as big as the torso. The eye sockets are huge. They said when they did x-rays, they could not find where the second layer for the adult teeth were supposed to come in. And when they did DNA tests, they could only find where there was a mother present in the creation of this child and not the father, which is wild. What do you guys think this is all about?
Ooh, that can go into a whole bunch of shit. Like, what if I don't even want to talk about that? Let's just go. Like, yo, but they have been finding them though. Since the beginning of time.
I've been talking about a theory recently that claims that there's a group of very rich individuals controlling our world leaders, media, and big corporations from the shadows. This is known as the elites theory, and some people believe that they've narrowed down who the elites may be to 13 bloodlines or families. I began talking about the Rothschilds in the 1800s, but it actually gets a lot deeper in the 1900s. At the beginning of the 19th century, the Rothschilds made plans to build the Federal Reserve, which would basically allow them to print any amount of money they wanted to without needing permission from the government. However, they were met with very strong opposition from wealthy businessmen, specifically Benjamin Guggenheim, Isidor Straus, who was the head of Macy's department stores, and John Jacob Astor, one of the wealthiest businessmen at the time, and also happened to be good friends with Nikola Tesla. Now, at the time, all three of these men were collectively worth about $11 billion and had even made active plans to stop the Rothschilds' building of the Federal Reserve altogether. But by coincidence, all three of them passed away during the sinking of the Titanic. What's strange is that J.P. Morgan, who had really close ties to the Rothschilds family, funded and built the Titanic and also just happened to cancel his ticket at the last minute. This is also the same J.P. Morgan that cut funding for Nikola Tesla's tower that was supposed to provide free energy for everyone in the world. Leave a like if you want me to talk more about this.
You already know what that is, man. The energy, bro, is such a big thing, bro. Like, you got to think in ancient times, they used to get the energy from the earth. The earth has its own energy. That's why you think the pyramids and shit was built. Y'all go do your own research, but it's a lot of information, man. They don't want that to be known though, because all they want to do, this corporation of America wants to do, because it's a corporation. All they want to do is make money off of everything. They don't care about you. It's all about money.
Find truth. All you can do is find false, drop it, and get rid of it. And eventually, when you can't get rid of any more false, what you're left with is the truth. How much false can you find? And there's lots in history. I was looking around the internet and came across the images of the 1893 Chicago World Exposition. And it blew my mind because it looked like ancient Rome in the middle of downtown Chicago. And as I looked at it further, well, here's another one in Philadelphia. Here's another one in St. Louis, in Buffalo, in San Francisco. And then as soon as they were done, they tore them all down and threw them in the garbage. That just told me there's something wrong with all of these. The story of the expositions is a gigantic lie. And I think it's so huge of a lie because I think they're right at a bridge point when so many things about the 1800s that seem strange and weird, right as this sort of period ends of unbelievable strangeness, and all of a sudden these fairs spring up all over the world with impossible buildings we're talking about, which are colossal structures. Chicago built 700 acres of fair in supposedly less than 2 years. St. Louis built 1,200 acres of exposition buildings. One of the buildings in Chicago, the manufacturer's building, would house 300,000 people. There's a giant statue in the middle of the lagoon. It was called the Golden Lady, and it was known as the Statue of the Republic. It was 65 feet tall. They say it was covered in gold leaf that had copper underneath, but others speculate it was actually made out of solid gold. So you're talking 65-foot high, potentially solid gold statue. We're talking giant structures and looking like ancient Rome with towers and domes and columns and the most fine, ornate pieces to them in these record, unbelievable times. Then as soon as they're done, chuck them in the garbage. Like Jackson Park is a swamp. So supposedly they had to drive down tens of thousands of wooden stakes in order to support the weight of everything. They dug out massive lagoons, lakes. They had a canal system that ran through the entire exposition. They also had an above-ground electric train. An electric train, well, where's the electricity coming from? That's running around the park. They had a moving walkway down by the shore. Not enough people are asking, where does this technology come from?
Just to frame it, if I'm not mistaken, the Chicago Fair was the first time people had seen electric light.
Tesla's the one who got the electricity contract for the Chicago Exposition, and it was certainly more than all of the lights anyway that were in New York City at the time were at the Chicago Exposition.
Now, it must have been mind-blowing for most of those people who had only seen gaslight or candlelight at night to see that city lit up in such a way. Again, count the ways. It's 1901. We are told, whether it's true or not, the idea of being able to electrically do anything hasn't been around that long.
And this fair is bizarre. This is supposed to be Tesla's fair, where he managed to somehow move electricity from Niagara Falls to Buffalo for the fair. No one's really explained how he actually did that. And at the middle of the fair is a 395-foot-high electrical tower, on top of which, of course, is a female golden statue called the Goddess of Light. And this thing was lit up by, some suggest, 500,000 electric light bulbs. Again, when you look at the photos of this thing, it's just, where do they really get the power from?
I mean, think of what it would take today if you had a place with no electricity and no way to pipe it in, the generators that would have to be built.
For example, there's a building that went up for the Barcelona exposition in 1888. It was claimed to be the fastest built building in the world, 5,000 square meters, capacity for 2,000 guests, 600 rooms, 30 apartments, and it was supposed to be built in 53 days. This is supposed to be a time of horse and buggy. The 2-year building times are actually impossible unless the two most likely theories would be either A, they had a technology that they're not supposed to have, and it really was built in that time frame. Even if they built them, they had to build them out of marble and stone in record time, or the buildings were already there. They'd been there for hundreds or thousands of years, fixed up, refurbished, repainted, hence the term whitewashed, which is the term that was used for the Chicago Exposition, which was paint all the buildings with this brand new spray paint that they had just developed to spray paint all the buildings in record time, so you couldn't tell if anything was old or anything was new.
How long did these things tend to stay open? When they built these things, supposedly over 2 years, which is the narrative, how long were they there for?
About 6 months.
6 months for the public to come.
And then what was amazing, for example, in St. Louis, 2 days after the fair ended, they brought in a demolition team from Chicago with explosives and blew the thing up. They actually used dynamite to blow it up, and they say threw it in landfills. Things like the World Fairs shows there was a time in our past, and even not that far in our past, where humans seemed to be at a completely higher level. Human living and human knowledge were constructed into the buildings using cymatics, using sacred geometry. These fairs, they're so important to study because the history that we know right now as history was invented at the time these fairs were going on. One of their underlying nefarious purposes was to teach a historical narrative to the population that they were supposed to believe and agree with. And scarily, the world we're walking into today is in some way, has its origins during the time of these fairs.
Woo! Hey, look, that's a lot of information right there. But what I can say, yeah, those buildings were there thousands of years before those people even got there. This land was already inhabited, and that's where you get that whitewashing shit from. But it is what it is, though.
Let's spray Roundup all over their food. Tell them they're gluten intolerant, but they're really becoming glyphosate poison.
Why would you do such a thing?
Wait, did I hear a peasant? Eat your Cheerios. It's good for your heart or something, haha.
On each side of the canal, sprayed his weed killer, and I actually saw this guy later in the day.
Finally, there is not a single wheat-based food in America that does not contain this pesticide. They will never know why they're even sick in the first place, muahaha.
People who live in rural areas, because of the use of pesticides, that sperm counts and testosterone counts are way, way down.
That shit crazy.
You want to see something strange? Check this out. What sort of place has signs saying do not feed, approach, disturb, molest, or injure the animals?
Molest.
These signs are all along the beaches of this island, and they say no trespassing, warning, federal project, restrictive access. And they're telling you not to injure or disturb or molest the animals, and it's under constant surveillance. What kind of animals live here? We even got buzzed by a helicopter while we approached this federal island. So what is this? Think it's strange? Keep watching. This is South Carolina's Monkey Island, and it's full of free-ranging monkeys that the United States government put here in 1979. Why? Well, according to the internet, for research. According to Wikipedia, the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases owns these monkeys. So you're not allowed to enter the island, and the only way to get here is by boat or helicopter, I guess. And you could view the monkeys from your boat. Make sure you have a good camera so you could zoom in. They're very active in the evening, right before sunset. Now, there's a lot of conspiracy theories revolving around this island and why it's here, especially since recently we have new headlines with monkeypox. And last February, a truck full of monkeys crashed in Pennsylvania. The monkeys got out, and a local woman came in contact with one of the monkeys and became ill. Don't believe me? Google it. Truck crash in Pennsylvania with monkeys. Now, no telling where the monkeys came from. It doesn't sound like they came from this island, but who really knows? So, this is Monkey Island, South Carolina. If you want more information, go ahead and Google Monkey Island, South Carolina, or its official name, Morgan Island, South Carolina. I'm not going to jump into the conspiracy theories because there's just way too many. I'll let you go ahead and do your own research and come up with your own conclusions. But it's been a topic on Twitter and Facebook as of recent due to everything that's going on in our government and politics and everything else. It's an interesting place. We got buzzed by this helicopter. We thought it was a federal government, but it's too brightly painted, so maybe just a tourist helicopter. Or maybe the government's in there. Haha, who knows?
Yeah.
Go do the research and tell me what you think this island is in the comments below. Enjoy my video. Thank you.
I mean, I guess they sex trafficking monkeys. You know, people out here just molesting monkeys. Why would they have that sign up there in the federal, like, situation? Like, that's not even funny. Like, that's... You know what I'm saying?
They'll get Kill Bill and depopulation agenda. Let's go. Let's break it down. Definition of depopulate. Obsolete, ravage, to reduce greatly the population of. Roll that clip.
Where does any synthetic molecule serve the living?
They don't.
Right.
I mean, none.
And am I right in suggesting that a medicine, by definition, is something which contains synthetic molecules, something that is registered, patented, and put into the market as a medicine?
Absolutely.
Right. So what I'm learning from you, Dr. Young, is that a quadrillion-dollar enterprise is at work amongst us, decimating, culling the human family.
Intentionally,
using synthetic molecules, which by design are cancer, AIDS, all of the boogeymen we could dream up.
Yeah, it's for the purpose of sterilization and population control. There's too many people on the planet we need to get rid of. In the words of Bill Gates, at least 3 billion people need to die. So we'll just start off in Africa. We'll start doing our research there, and we'll eliminate most of the Africans because they're deplorable. They're worthless.
If you make computer software and Xbox 360, when did you ever become a scientist and start giving out the jabs? Roll this clip.
This equation has 4 factors, a little bit of multiplication. So you've got a thing on the left, CO2, that you want to get to 0. And that's going to be based on the number of people, the services each person's using on average, the energy on average for each service, and the CO2 being put out per unit of energy. So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to 0. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to 0. That's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
For more content like this, like, share, and follow. Peace, I'm out.
They always trying to do some shit to Africa, ain't they? Like, look, that shit crazy. Y'all, look, the government been trying to figure out different ways to kill black people for such a damn long time. But it's such a crazy thing because our melanin protects us from a lot of this shit, man. Y'all don't understand. We got to really do our research and learn our bodies and what we're actually made of. We ain't no motherfucking joke. It's time for y'all to start waking up.
This is Jimmy. Jimmy and his brother went fishing on a sunny day on the Florida coast. It was about 80 miles from the Florida coast. Everything was good. It was looking normal. It was a normal day. They were catching fish until they saw a very strange object falling from space, and this is what they saw.
Oh, man.
They did like any human being would, and they decided to follow the object. So they went after it, and this is what they actually
Any
caught on
human
camera.
being? That any?
This mysterious green ooze-looking thing. And the more they stay there, the more it became this greener-looking thing. So they try to contact the Coast Guard, and this is where things become stranger. The communication systems were down. They weren't able to communicate with the Coast Guard or anyone else. So they got the heck out of there as fast as possible, not knowing exactly what it is that they encountered. What do you think?
Y'all know what it is. We ain't got to discuss that. We ain't got to discuss that. Y'all know what
They're law. You are property of this country. What you think your birth certificate is, nigga? Okay? Okay? So Abraham Lincoln never freed the slaves. He signed the Emancipation Proclamation. To emancipate means to free from your hand. Go look it up. To free from your hand, man. Your hand. Not your control. The fuckery, these slick motherfuckers. See, it's all in the wording with these bitches. That's why they be spelling shit. That's why they called it spelling. It wasn't called spelling when we gave it to their ass. It was called the alpha beta system, nigga. They took it and contorted it, and now it's spelling because it's witchcraft. You hear me? Y'all don't hear me, family. Y'all don't hear me right now, family. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't.
That's divine insight.
Guys, if you already follow me, you'll know about fake clouds and real clouds. If you don't, today you'll learn something new, and you'll learn the reason why they make them. I started taking pictures outside my house, looking up, and there was a plane shooting straight into the sky. It wasn't a flight to anywhere. This was a chemtrail plane.
Right.
So they always start off in the stream like this, and then it fans out like a feather. You'll often see them mark X's in the sky or multiple X's. This will be to mark where the fake sun passes through, so they can haze that out and distort and obfuscate the view. This is exactly what I'm talking about. They do this in the morning and they do this in the afternoon. They haze out the skies, they obfuscate it, they make it hazy, they use atmospheric hazing, and they also use the excuse that they're dumping aluminium particles into the sky to reflect the sun's light to stop global warming. We know aluminium's poisonous to the body, it's poisonous to the soil. Please see my other video on that. It's got links to Alzheimer's, dementia. There's so many bad things about aluminium, and they're dumping that in the sky. So if you look to my right, you can see that they started out as vertical lines and they fan out like a feather. The big one across the middle is a horizontal line, which is starting to spread out. Now, after a few hours of chem hazing, this is what the sky looks like. Now, those are not real clouds. These started off as small streams sent by chemtrail planes and chemtrail drones. And it basically hazes the sky and creates one layer above us. Now, you're probably wondering why they do this. Yes, one of the reasons is geoengineering and cloud seeding to make it rain in places which have deserts. However, there's not deserts all over the world, and we usually get enough rain. They do this to haze out the sun simulator and to haze out the second sun and obfuscate it, just like what you're seeing here. To my left here is the sun simulator. You can see that that is not the sun. It's a white light with a blue ring around it, and it's almost shaped like a diamond or an angel. They don't want you to see this clearly, so they usually try to haze it out. Those of you that are old enough will remember the sun being a more yellowish orange color when it was in the sky. To the millennials and the new generations, you'll recognize this as your sun. So you can see more hazing below me, and just to my left you can see another strange diamond shape for the sun. It's not meant to be like that. The colors are not meant to be like that, nor is the shape. And you can, if you look carefully, you can see multiple lens flares at 4 o'clock. So going back to my house, you can see the hazing going on there. Another bright white light, diamond shaped, with 4 points with T rays coming out. Very, very strange. But that's definitely not our sun. That's something in front of the sun, a smaller sun simulator or fake sun. If you see my other videos, you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'd be really interested to get your opinion on this. Like, subscribe, and I'll make some more videos for you.
No hatchets?
Hey, real talk though, the piggyback off of that right there, like the sun, like I stay in the desert, and early in the morning we got an airport right there, and it's every morning those planes are chemtrailing. About time the sun is like really at its peak, it's covered by clouds. But early in the morning, it's this clear. It's no clouds around at all. But as soon as those planes start to do them chemtrails, a lot of clouds. But I mean, I've been knowing this, but it's just crazy, man. Like they rather poison everybody than deal with, you know, this earth changing. They don't understand it. And that's why they're doing dumb shit like that.
No human marks of a saw.
Hold up now.
Everything snapped as though by mighty, mighty strength.
Oh, I'll get back to camp.
We see something moving on the hill above.
No, it stopped and looking at us.
It's kind of looking at us.
I don't see it.
Oh, that joint
Moving
tall,
out.
bro.
See the patch of snow in the middle there? There's 3 patches of snow up there. See the one right up, straight up above the patch of snow.
Right under that big wall.
Yeah. The bigger patch of the 3 patches of snow. There you see him right between the 2 trees right now? See?
His arms obviously hang below his knees.
Wow. That's a pretty decent video right there. Better than a lot of Bigfoot
I'm
videos.
crack the code for a lot of people. You know, sleep paralysis? Sleep paralysis is something that I've been experiencing since a child. You know what I'm saying? And what I've come to figure out recently is like a lot of people on like the internet say, oh, it's like a demon is holding you down and shit like that. No, it's not that a demon is holding you down. It's that when you have sleep paralysis, you're in between a state where like reality and like almost a dream state. So pretty much that realm is controlled by your mind. And whatever it is that you believe, whatever principles it is that you've adapted is going to affect your experience because it's natural. Once your mind wakes up and your body can't move, your brain automatically goes into a panic state. You can't change that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that a lot of us do the like it's like fight or flight. Like a lot of us do the fucking fight because of what we're told. Like, oh shit, like there's a demon. Some people like, you know, might even hallucinate. Like I've had hallucinations in that state too. Like you see things and shit like, oh shit, I fucking see an evil lady or whatever. But that's all based upon your mental state. Like it's literally you versus you. Like a lot of people say, oh, you say Jesus and like you break out. No, it's not that you said Jesus, it's just that you psyched yourself out when actually sleep paralysis is a gift because it is literally the gateway to astral projection. Once you embrace the fact that like, you know what I'm saying, you can't move or whatever, once you don't psych yourself out, you remain calm, you know what's the next level? You literally move out your body.
Yeah.
You literally move out your body. You know what I'm saying? It's like the government definitely don't want us to know that. Like, they don't, like the government actually classifies astral projection as remote viewing.
Yeah.
Because literally, so once you're able to, like in this realm, like you see how we're all up and we're awake, you see how we walked into this building? Now that our consciousness is familiar with this space, we can revisit it as a ghost or as a spirit through
Facts, brother. Like, yeah.
This will blow your mind. Man. Researchers from the University of California, Berkeley have transfused the blood of older mice into younger mice, and the results were shocking. In previous research, scientists transfused the blood of younger mice into older mice and found that the older mice showed signs of a regenerating brain, muscles, and other tissues. When researchers transferred the blood of older mice into younger mice, they discovered that the blood from the older mice caused cellular aging or senescence. According to a paper published in Nature Metabolism, they discovered that aging isn't cell intrinsic nor is it purely chronological. The study shows that aging comes about by the gradual decline in an immune system's ability to remove senescent cells.
It was called the Go Fast rocket, and the Go Fast rocket did something that NASA never did. They gave us 2 uninterrupted camera feeds. Showing looking down the whole way and one looking out the whole way. And NASA, if you watch, or SpaceX, watch any launch, in the first 10 seconds, there's 7 or 8 movie cuts. In the first 10, 15 seconds, it's cut. It's a movie. But when this thing went up, all of a sudden it went kerplunk, like it went into a thicker medium. Maybe not water, but something thicker like plasma. And what was interesting, this was in Arizona, and all of a sudden we could see the moon. Well, when this was launched, the moon was over New Zealand. okay? That's impossible. That only works on a flat Earth because you could not see it from New Zealand.
See, look, people don't want to hear that shit though.
The real reason Quavo and Takeoff parted ways with Offset. After the car crash, Offset got approached by the devil. He offered him more wealth and to come back to stay with his family. He wanted to make amends with Quavo and Takeoff for sleeping with Sweetie. They knew he sold his soul and they wasn't with it.
Okay, everyone, in my last video, I showed you a meteorite crater in Arizona that is supposedly 55,000 years old, and I showed you how the crater is still there, but the big meteorite that landed there is just totally gone, totally gone. And I also went on to let you know that if you Google or whatever you want to do to look for asteroids, they're all computer generated images by an artist. So anyways, what kept eating at me was a scripture from Genesis 7:11. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. Now pay attention closely. It says all the fountains of the great deep broken up. Great deep means the deep ocean. Broken up means to come upward. So anyways, as I went on to search, I realized that there were more supposedly meteorite craters all over the world in different continents, all around, roughly around the same size as you can see here in these pictures. I took a picture from each continent from every one of these supposedly meteorite craters. But out of all these craters, there's nothing left of the meteor that landed there. And I say that in quote, supposedly landed there. There's nothing left of the meteorite, but all the craters are still there. So I went to investigate a little more. And I remembered researching geysers many, many years ago. Now here's a few images of what geysers look like. But the images I'm showing you are what the geysers look like when they're actually erupting. So check this out. Now, does these craters underneath these geysers not look familiar to you? Just take a really, really close look. Now, I'm showing you the ones that are erupting. Now, let's take a look at the ones that are not erupting.
Woo! Look, man. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit crazy, bro. Look, I love these videos right here. It just gets the brain juices flowing. You know what I'm saying? Look, y'all break these videos down and y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about particular clips and what hit home for you the most. What made you feel uncomfortable, or does it make you feel uncomfortable learning new things and really opening your mind to new information? Not saying that you have to believe anything that's on these videos. You decipher what's real for you, and I'm gonna keep saying that. You decipher what's real from you, and nobody get mad because somebody disagrees with somebody else's theory. It's a theory. Only you know what is your truth and what makes sense to you. But some people aren't on a level of comprehension where they can think for themselves. Like, you know, when you, like where the moon was at, when the camera went up, y'all gotta really start, they be slipping sometimes when they be putting out footage. You'll see it, NASA does it all the time. Just like that green screen, bro. I gotta put that together. You know what you can do with a green screen? I got a green screen in here right now. I can do a lot with the green screen. I can make it look like I'm in anywhere. I can make this look like a different office back here if I wanted to behind me, if I put the green screen behind me right now. You can do a lot with it. And then with the technology and the cameras that we all have, I got a great camera here. I have a camera that I can use for movies to shoot my reaction videos with because I care about my quality. I hope that y'all do notice, you know. But yeah, man, it's crazy videos, dope videos, you know. Do y'all think that Bigfoot was real? Y'all think that motherfucker was real, man? I think that shit was real though. I ain't gonna cat with you, man. Like that's not normal, man. That's not normal at all. But I think it's kind of dope. I want a Bigfoot, man. I want a damn Bigfoot. Probably a cool companion, you feel me? And ain't nobody gonna pull up on you because you got a Bigfoot in your crib, you feel me? That'd be the dopest shit ever. That or a kangaroo. Motherfuckers got dogs, I let a kangaroo out on their ass. See, that's a different vibe, you feel me? I'm a different type of dude. But look, man, I'll see you on the next video. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, you know what I'm saying? We on our way to 600,000. Someday we'll make it to that 1 million mark, man. And we keep putting out these dope vibes, man. I hope everybody enjoyed this video best as possible. And I'll see you in the next video. Like I always say, spread love because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys, and I'm out though. Bye.